Today's high-tech world, it's easy to forget just how much we rely on the natural world. Ecosystems quietly work behind the scenes, providing us with clean air, fresh water, fertile soil, and countless other essentials. These benefits, known as ecosystem services, are the foundation of human well-being. Without them, our modern lives would be impossible. Yet most people rarely stop to consider how these natural processes sustain us every day. Recognizing and understanding ecosystem services is a relatively recent development in science, but it's more important now than ever before. Let's explore how these hidden functions keep our world running. Ecosystem services are the conditions and processes through which natural ecosystems, and the species within them, sustain and fulfill human life. In simpler terms, they're the useful functions that nature provides, like purifying air and water, generating oxygen, and stabilizing our climate. These services range in scale from the global, such as climate regulation, to the microscopic, like nutrient cycling in soil. Although the idea of ecosystem services is new to many, it's a crucial concept for understanding our dependence on the environment. Let's dive deeper into the types of services ecosystems offer. The entire planet is a vast network of interconnected ecosystems. From rainforests to rivers, grasslands to oceans, each system plays a role in maintaining the balance of life. Ecosystems purify the air we breathe, filter the water we drink, and even help regulate the climate. Plants, for example, have created and maintained an atmosphere suitable for life, while countless organisms decompose waste and recycle nutrients. Without these natural processes, Earth would be uninhabitable. This global web of life is essential for our survival, even if we don't always see it working. One of the most vital services ecosystems provide is the purification of air and water. Plants and microorganisms filter pollutants from the air, while wetlands and forests clean water as it moves through the landscape. These natural processes remove toxins, pathogens, and excess nutrients, ensuring that the air we breathe and the water we drink are safe. Without these services, pollution would quickly overwhelm our environment, threatening both human health and the health of other species. Ecosystems play a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate. Through processes like photosynthesis, plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, helping to balance greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Forests, in particular, act as carbon sinks, storing vast amounts of carbon and slowing the pace of climate change. When these ecosystems are disrupted by deforestation or pollution, the balance shifts, leading to increased greenhouse gases and global warming. Protecting natural habitats is essential for maintaining climate stability. Planet's major biogeochemical cycles, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, and water, are tightly linked to ecosystem functions. These cycles involve the movement and transformation of substances through the air, water, land, and living organisms. For example, nitrogen-fixing bacteria make atmospheric nitrogen available to plants, while mycorrhizal fungi help plants absorb phosphorus. Disruptions in these cycles, often caused by human activities, can lead to pollution, acid rain, and other environmental problems. Every organism on Earth is part of the global carbon cycle. Carbon moves between the atmosphere, living organisms, water bodies, and the Earth itself. Plants play a key role by absorbing carbon dioxide during photosynthesis and storing it in their tissues. Forests are especially important for carbon storage, but human activities like burning fossil fuels and deforestation have disrupted this balance. As a result, atmospheric carbon dioxide levels have risen, contributing to climate change. Nitrogen and phosphorus are essential nutrients for life, but their cycles are easily disrupted. Nitrogen is made available to plants through fixation by bacteria and algae, while phosphorus is absorbed with the help of fungi. Excessive use of fertilizers and fossil fuel combustion has led to nutrient overload in many ecosystems, causing problems like eutrophication and dead zones in water bodies. Managing these cycles is key to maintaining healthy environment. Water is constantly moving through the hydrologic cycle, evaporating, condensing, precipitating, and flowing through ecosystems. Forests, rivers, and wetlands regulate the quantity, quality, and timing of water available to us. They help prevent floods, recharge groundwater, and maintain water quality. When these ecosystems are damaged, the risk of floods, droughts, and water shortages increases, affecting millions of people worldwide. Forests play a vital role in regulating water resources. Their dense vegetation intercepts rainfall, allowing water to gradually seep into the soil rather than running off and causing erosion or floods. Tropical forests in particular act as natural pumps, transferring heat and moisture and influencing rainfall patterns far beyond their borders. Deforestation disrupts these processes, leading to more extreme weather events and reduced water availability. Wetlands are among the most productive ecosystems on Earth. They act as natural buffers, absorbing excess water during storms and releasing it slowly, which helps prevent floods and droughts. Wetlands also filter pollutants, provide habitat for wildlife, and support fisheries. The loss of wetlands, as seen in disasters like Hurricane Katrina, can lead to devastating consequences for both people and nature. Soil is one of the most critical yet underappreciated components of natural capital. Healthy soils provide physical support for plants, retain and deliver nutrients, filter water, and dispose of waste. However, soil erosion and degradation are serious problems worldwide, threatening food security and ecosystem stability. Maintaining healthy soils is essential for sustainable agriculture and the continued provision of ecosystem services. If forests are cleared and soils are left exposed, erosion rates can skyrocket. Every year, billions of tons of soil are lost, often much faster than it can be replaced. This leads to the loss of fertile land, reduced crop yields, and increased risk of floods and desertification. Preventing erosion through sustainable land management and reforestation is crucial for protecting both people and the planet. Soils are teeming with life. Microorganisms, worms, and invertebrates break down dead matter, recycle nutrients, and neutralize pathogens. These tiny workers are essential for maintaining soil fertility and ecosystem health. Without them, the cost of replacing natural soil functions with artificial systems would be astronomical. Protecting soil biodiversity is key to sustaining agriculture and natural ecosystems. Soils are not just important for plants, they also play a major role in storing carbon and nitrogen. In fact, soils store much more carbon than plants alone. This makes them vital in the fight against climate change. Practices that increase soil carbon, like conservation, tillage, and reforestation, can help offset fossil fuel emissions and improve food security at the same time. Biodiversity, the variety of life within ecosystems, plays a crucial role in maintaining ecosystem functions. Diverse communities are more productive, more stable, and better able to withstand disturbances. Different species use resources in complementary ways, increasing efficiency and resilience. Even rare species can have important roles, acting as insurance against environmental changes. Having a wide variety of species in an ecosystem provides insurance against sudden changes. If one species declines, others can fill its role, maintaining ecosystem stability. This is especially important as human activities introduce new stresses like climate change, pollution, and invasive species. Protecting biodiversity is not just about saving rare animals, it's about safeguarding the services that keep our world running. Some species, known as keystone species, have impacts on their ecosystems that are disproportionately large compared to their abundance. Removing a keystone species can trigger cascading effects, altering the entire ecosystem. However, even species with seemingly minor roles can collectively stabilize ecosystems. The loss of too many species can push systems past a tipping point, leading to sudden and irreversible changes. Obeolinks are animal species that move between habitats, connecting different ecosystems and increasing resilience. These include pollinators, seed dispersers, predators, and scavengers. By moving pollen, seeds, nutrients, and even controlling pests, mobile links help maintain ecosystem function and memory. Their movements tie together distant habitats, making the whole system stronger and more adaptable. Pollinators like bees, butterflies, birds, and bats are essential for the reproduction of most flowering plants, including many food crops. They transfer pollen from one flower to another, enabling plants to produce fruits and seeds. Without pollinators, food production would decline and many wild plants would struggle to survive. Unfortunately, pollinator populations are declining worldwide, threatening both biodiversity and food security. Many animals, from birds and mammals to ants, play a vital role in dispersing seeds. By carrying seeds away from the parent plant, they help plants colonize new areas and escape predators or disease. Seed dispersers are especially important in regenerating forests after disturbances. The loss of these animals can slow or even halt forest recovery, with long-term consequences for biodiversity and ecosystem services. Predators and parasitoids, from birds to insects, help control populations of agricultural pests. By keeping pest numbers in check, they reduce the need for chemical pesticides, which can harm the environment and human health. Integrated pest management strategies now emphasize the importance of conserving natural enemies to maintain crop yields and ecosystem health. Scavengers like vultures and other birds quickly remove dead animals from the environment, recycling nutrients and preventing the spread of disease. Their activities are especially important in regions where waste disposal systems are limited. Declines in scavenger populations can lead to increased disease risks and disruptions in nutrient cycling, highlighting their ecological and public health value. Mobile species such as migratory birds and fish transport nutrients between ecosystems. For example, seabirds bring marine nutrients to land through their droppings, enriching island soils and supporting plant growth. These nutrient flows are essential for maintaining productivity in otherwise nutrient-poor environments. Disruptions to these links can have far-reaching impacts on ecosystem health. While mobile links are generally beneficial, they can sometimes contribute to problems. For example, invasive plants may spread through the actions of native or introduced seed dispersers. Changes in land use can also increase the movement of species that cause harm, such as overabundant geese damaging wetlands. Climate change can disrupt the timing of migrations, leading to mismatches between species and their resources. Beyond their ecological roles, many species provide unique chemicals and pharmaceuticals that can save lives. Traditional knowledge of medicinal plants has led to the development of countless drugs, yet this knowledge is rapidly disappearing as cultures change and habitats are lost. Protecting biodiversity is not just about conservation, it's about preserving potential cures for future generations. As humans encroach on wild habitats and consume wildlife, new diseases are emerging. Many of the world's most dangerous diseases like HIV, Ebola, and SARS originated in animals before jumping to humans. Deforestation, climate change, and wildlife trade increase the risk of disease transmission. Maintaining healthy, intact ecosystems can help buffer against the emergence and spread of new diseases. Ecosystem services are often taken for granted and treated as free public goods. However, as these services become scarce, their value increases dramatically. The loss of clean water, fertile soil, or pollinators can have enormous economic and social costs. Quantifying the value of ecosystem services is essential for making informed decisions about land use and conservation. Putting a price tag on ecosystem services can be challenging, but it's a necessary step for integrating them into public policy and decision-making. Tools like the INVEST system help quantify the benefits of ecosystem services and compare different land use scenarios. Market-based approaches, such as payments for ecosystem services and carbon trading, are increasingly being used to incentivize conservation. When ecosystem services are treated as free and unlimited, they are often overused and degraded, a phenomenon known as the tragedy of the commons. Clean water, fertile soil, and other resources can be consumed to the point of collapse if not properly managed. Recognizing the true value of these services is essential for preventing their loss and ensuring a sustainable future. Successfully protecting ecosystem services requires collaboration between scientists, policymakers, and communities. By integrating ecological, economic, and social knowledge, we can develop strategies that balance conservation with human needs. New institutions and programs are emerging to support this integration, but widespread adoption is still a work in progress. Market-based approaches, such as payments for ecosystem services, wetland mitigation banks, and carbon trading, are helping to raise the profile of ecosystem services. These mechanisms provide financial incentive for conservation, encouraging landowners and businesses to protect and restore natural habitats. While not a perfect solution, they represent an important step toward valuing and sustaining nature's services. Agricultural landscapes, or agroecosystems, are shaped by human activity to maximize certain ecosystem services like food production. However, intensive agriculture can reduce biodiversity and disrupt other services, such as pest control and pollination. Sustainable farming practices and landscape-level planning can help balance production with the conservation of ecosystem services. Diversity of habitats within a landscape, such as forests, fields, and wetlands, supports a wider range of species and ecosystem services. Complex, heterogeneous landscapes are more resilient to disturbances and better able to recover from shocks. Maintaining a mosaic of natural and managed habitats is key to sustaining ecosystem services in agricultural regions. Managing ecosystems often involves trade-offs between different services. For example, converting forests to farmland may increase food production but reduce water quality, carbon storage, and biodiversity. Understanding these trade-offs is essential for making informed decisions that balance short-term gains with long-term sustainability. Within ecosystems, different groups of species perform specific functions. Functional diversity, the variety of roles played by species, can be as important as species diversity itself. Some groups, like pollinators or decomposers, are essential for maintaining ecosystem processes. Protecting a range of functional groups ensures that ecosystems remain productive and resilient. Conserving large, wide-ranging species, often called umbrella species, can help protect entire ecosystems and the many smaller species within them. Keystone species, meanwhile, have outsized impacts on ecosystem structure and function. Focusing conservation efforts on these species can yield broad benefits for biodiversity and ecosystem services. Some species, known as ecosystem engineers, physically modify their environment in ways that benefit other species. Beavers, for example, build dams that create wetlands, while woodpeckers excavate nest holes used by many other animals. These engineers increase habitat diversity and support a wide range of ecosystem services. Many ecosystem services depend on mutualistic relationship between species, such as pollination and seed dispersal. Disruptions to these interactions through habitat loss, fragmentation, or pesticide use can have cascading effects on ecosystem function and biodiversity. Maintaining intact, functioning ecosystems is essential for preserving these critical relationships. Ecosystems are facing unprecedented changes from climate shifts, land use, and species introductions. Resilient ecosystems, those with high biodiversity and functional diversity, are better able to adapt and recover from disturbances. Investing in ecosystem resilience is an investment in our own future security and well-being. Our health is closely tied to the health of ecosystems. Clean air, safe water, nutritious food, and disease regulation all depend on functioning ecosystems. As we alter natural systems, we increase the risk of disease outbreaks, malnutrition, and other health problems. Protecting ecosystem services is essential for safeguarding public health. Ecosystem services go beyond the material. They also provide cultural, spiritual, and aesthetic benefits. Natural landscapes inspire art, provide recreational opportunities, and hold deep meaning for communities around the world. These intangible values are an important part of human well-being and should be considered in conservation efforts. As the world's population grows and demands on natural resources increase, the pressure on ecosystem services will only intensify. Sustainable management, innovative policies, and a deeper appreciation for nature's benefits are needed to ensure these services continue for future generations. The choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Ecosystem services are the foundation of human well-being, providing everything from clean air and water to food, medicine, and climate regulation. Biodiversity and healthy ecosystems are essential for maintaining these services. As we face growing environmental challenges, recognizing, valuing, and protecting ecosystem services is more important than ever. By working together, we can ensure a sustainable and healthy future for all. The story of ecosystem services is ultimately about our relationship with the natural world. By understanding and valuing the benefits nature provides, we can make better choices for ourselves and the planet. Whether through conservation, sustainable practices, or supporting policies that protect nature, each of us has a role to play in sustaining the services that make life possible.